Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Political Insider. I'm Brett Smith, your host. Joining me today is a very special guest, Director of Press Communications for President Trump and Team Trump, Erin Perrine. Welcome, Erin.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much, for being with us here on the big day. How is Team Trump feeling today?
We feel very good about where the president stands on his road to reelection. This has been a long-term strategy. For years, we have built out our ground game. We have built the data. We have looked at how voters vote, what their propensity is, what the likelihood is they're going to show up to vote. And now with all of that information we've put together, it's the get out the vote effort. It's making sure voters show up, because while Democrats in a lot of these states like Pennsylvania and Michigan banked their votes early, they didn't bring more voters into the fold. So we know where their vote total stands. And so our get out the vote effort is to surge our voters today who may be waiting in long lines. And if they are, we encourage them to stay in line and make sure their ballot is cast. But even with that, we know where the numbers need to be to pull this out for President Trump. And that's why we feel good about where we are.
Awesome. We've seen Trump barnstorm this country in a way no one has ever done before. How many events has he done in just the last few days?
He had 4 events on Saturday in Pennsylvania alone. He had 5 events on Sunday and 5 events on Monday. I was with him in the wee hours of this election morning in Grand Rapids, Michigan, as he was wrapping up to come back to D.C. for Election Day. Listen, President Trump's not going to take any vote for granted, and that means he is crisscrossing into these battleground states: Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Florida, Pennsylvania. I mean, you see the president everywhere. He's not slowing down. He's not taking any vote for granted. And that's a stark contrast to Joe Biden. So while the president's out there fighting for votes, making sure every voter knows what's at stake, Joe Biden's barely out there at all.
Well, and the president did this like a month after beating COVID in basically a weekend, which was just incredible. How is the president feeling? I would imagine he's a little worn out.
You know what? Actually, I spoke to the president today, and he's doing great. The only thing that's worn out a little bit is his voice from making 5 rally speeches yesterday. But other than that, he's full of energy. He's already done a bunch of interviews today. He stopped by headquarters here in Virginia to thank the staff, to thank everybody for all the work we've done to get to today. He's energized, he's excited, and he's ready for this team to really help pull out the victory for him.
You know, the crowds are just absolutely remarkable. I've never seen anything like it before. They're just massive, no matter where he goes. Why do so many people turn out, especially now in the bitter cold of the Midwest, to see this president?
People show up in these huge crowds and these outdoor events. Why? Because they know they have a fighter in President Trump. Before, all politicians paid lip service to the American people, to the people of Michigan and Wisconsin and Ohio and Pennsylvania. They never felt like they actually had someone out there doing this for them. And now they know President Trump doesn't play by DC's rules. He fights for the American people and the American people first. And when you think about it, President Trump gives back every single paycheck he has received as president of the United States. He does this as a volunteer position. Even while Democrats and the media try and take him down, the American people see that. They're excited to have a true fighter, a true movement. Make America Great Again is not just a slogan. It's a movement. It's an ideology, and it's a belief system that we can get government out of the way with President Trump at the helm and allow the American people to succeed. And that's why they come out in the tens of thousands in the cold, in the snow. I can tell you, I was in Washington, Michigan with the president. When he was standing out there saying it was cold, it was very, very cold. And the people were so excited to be there to see him.
Well, and we're even seeing big crowds for his surrogates like Don Jr., Ivanka, obviously the First Lady. What is it about this first family that makes them so relatable to the average Joe in America?
The relatability comes from the heart. It comes from the fact that they're not DC insiders either. They're just business people who have worked hard throughout their career, and they see the movement that their father is fighting for. They see the hardworking men and women of America who are doing better under President Trump than they ever did before. And they also speak not only to the heart of the president, but of the movement. They can share those stories. And so people love to be around that energy because it's so reflective of the president. And the family's got just as much energy as the president does. I don't know what it is in the Trump bloodstream, but they are nonstop.
It's true. It's true. These are all high energy people. That's for sure. The most interesting poll I've seen doesn't even have to do with voting. it says that 56% of Americans feel they are better off now than they were for 4 years ago, which is, very Reagan 84. Why do you think that is?
Well, the American people can see with their own eyes what President Trump has been able to do. And while the media and the news media and big tech try and lie about what this president has done, the American people say, you know what? My paycheck's bigger. I've got a more secure job. The stock market's doing well. Our nation is safer. We have a beautiful big military that can defend us if need be. We have a stronger southern border. I look at the guy that is President Trump, and he kept those promises. Yeah, I am better off 4 years ago. I am better off now than I was 4 years ago. And you see that in the American people, while the media tries and spins things one way to be negative against the president, the American people, when they look at their lives, say, all right, President Trump did what he said he would do, and it's made my life better.
Yeah, it's about the results. As Churchill said, only results count. And he's certainly come through in a big way. We've also seen an incredible graphic from DataViz that shows, without a doubt, President Trump's biggest supporters are those average Joes we talked about, regular working people, middle America, the flyover country, as Hollywood likes to call us. And then you've got the Biden supporters, which tend to be more kind of the hoity-toity coastal elites, the professors, the Wall Street guys, that type. It's really a total opposite of how these campaigns have been portrayed in the media. Why do you think that is?
Well, because they see a billionaire in Donald Trump. They see the huge success and the life that the president built for himself as an entrepreneur. And they try to say, well, he must represent only those type of people who are exactly like him. But it's so short-sighted, because not only does President Trump represent the working men and women of this country. Why? Because he knows what a good deal looks like. He knows what a good trade deal should look like. He knows what it looks like to sign the front of a paycheck. So he knows what it's like to create those jobs for families all across this country. And the fact is, he has expanded the Republican Party in a way that has never been done before. More Black voters are coming into the fold. More Latino voters are coming into the fold. Why? Because Democrats paid lip service while President Trump brought the results for these people. It's a more inclusive, more expansive, more well-rounded and exceptional Republican Party, because President Trump doesn't care if you really are a Republican or a Democrat, if you've never voted or if you vote every chance you can get. He cares about the American people, and the people see that, and that's why they're coming to the Republican Party.
Yeah, it's true. It's a much bigger tent under Trump, in from what I've seen. And let's be honest, President Trump is up against more obstacles than perhaps anyone since President Lincoln, between a global pandemic, a totally lockstep adversarial media, and even a permanent bureaucracy within the federal government itself. If he pulls out a win today or tomorrow, have we regular Americans finally declared victory over the elites?
Well, it will certainly be a sign that the elites should be heeding the warning that the American people will not put up with it. But they're going to continue to try and tell us we're wrong. They're going to tell the everyday men and women that President Trump represents, you're on the wrong side of history. I can't tell you how many times we are called bigots and racists and all of those ists and phobias that they try to put on us, when in fact it's them. It's them that have the issues with the fact that we don't play by their rules, because we have a candidate that's not a swamp creature, not a politician. He's a hardworking man who's built a successful life and a successful country. And so for us, it's our job to continue to fight for him, because the way President Trump has fought for this country, it's now our time today, Election Day, to have his back.
Yeah, I agree. I am not tired of winning. I want to continue to win in 2021 and well beyond then. So last question, why does President Trump always dance to YMCA? People get a huge kick out of that, and it seems kind of like a random thing, a random song to be on Trump 2020 anthem. Was that just random? That just come up and then go viral?
President Trump picks every song that gets played at his rallies, at his events. So that was his choice for a walk-off song. And he was just in a good mood and feeling the music, and he started dancing. The crowd loved it. And now it's become a signature of a President Trump event. He has the best time. Have you ever seen a president or a candidate have as much fun as President Donald Trump? I don't think anybody has, because he wants to have a good time. He has the best time at these events. Last night, they were playing the video montage of Joe Biden, the president standing up there at the podium, just laughing hysterically, having the best time. he loves what he does. He loves being the president. He loves fighting for the American people, and he still doesn't take himself too seriously. He's still a normal guy through it all, and it's incredible.
Yeah, I love the Trump dance, you know, and I post that GIF like all the time on Twitter, and I think it's from like SNL. It's an old GIF, but then now there's like multiple Trump
Yes.
dancing GIFs, and they're just fabulous. And he's always had a self-deprecating sense of humor, you know, going back to Home Alone in the '90s and
Yep.
stuff. Because I mean, I've been watching this guy since the '80s because I'm a Gen Xer, so I've seen him kind of go through different incarnations over the years, and he's just an absolute force of nature. And I've already cast my vote for him, and I'm just really excited. I think we got the wind at our backs here. So anyway, we are all out of time today, sadly. I want to thank Erin for joining me. We really appreciate it. Thanks so much for for hooking up with us today on the big day and kind of last minute. It was really awesome to have you.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Everyone, make sure and check out thepoliticalinsider.com and subscribe to our newsletters so you never miss any of our stories from our talented writers. Also, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Please like and share this video far and wide. Subscribe to The Political Insider on our YouTube channel and hit the bell for notification so you never miss any of our new videos like this one. Everyone have a great day. Make sure and get out and vote for Trump. And thanks, and talk to you next time.